What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So today we are going to be talking about the top 5 biggest changes that ever came to Brawl Stars in the history of Brawl Stars. It's going to be over any time that the game has ever been out, including beta, so you might even learn something new from this video if you're newer to the game. I'm going to show some gameplay things that I have footage of, but there are some things that can't be shown because Brawl Stars actually hid them. And if I do use somebody else's footage, then I'll leave their channel or wherever I took it from in the bottom left corner. And one more thing that I wanted to mention before we actually get into the video, I'm using a new editing program, so it's going to be a bit different. I'm switching from Sony Vegas to Adobe Premiere Pro, and I've heard a lot of good things about Premiere Pro, so that's why I'm switching over to it. And another big reason is that I can't use iOS files on Sony Vegas, like it just takes way too long. So I thought it would be a good idea to just learn the better program than to not do it. So over the next few weeks, when I do upload heavy edits, they're gonna be a bit wonky because I'm still trying to figure everything out, because Adobe Premiere Pro is a really confusing program. But once I figure it out, the videos will be way better than the Sony Vegas ones. I can guarantee you that. Premiere Pro offers a lot more. It's just a kind of a wonky program. It's not as like simple and easy to go through as Sony Vegas, so it's gonna take me a little while to learn. But again, once I do learn it, they're gonna be pretty good. So moving on to number 5, the 5th biggest change to a brawler was Shelley's band-aid pre-nerf and after they nerfed it a couple times. If there's one word that I could use to describe her original band-aid, it would be busted. She got band-aid like every 20 seconds, which is really fast, and it healed all of her health. Like not even just half of it, it healed all of her health. So she's basically getting an extra life every 20 seconds. And thank God they nerfed that, because the Shelley meta was absolute cancer. That was my least favorite meta. Maybe the Tick meta is worse, I don't know, but the Shelley meta was really bad. So number 4 is Poco's original super before even beta came out. It was in the original Supercell livestream when they launched the game in beta, and I can't get the footage because they actually deleted that. But trust me on this, his super dealt damage, healed, broke through walls, and did knockback to enemies. That super was like crazy. If Poco had that now, he would be god tier, but they didn't even give it to him in the beginning of beta. They got rid of it before beta even became a thing. I am pretty sad that I didn't get to try it though. Only like the original people got to try it. Number 3 is a little compilation of a lot of brawlers who had a long range back in portrait mode. So before landscape, the longest range brawlers like Rico, Piper, and Brock, most of their ranges went off screen, and that meant that you could actually hit somebody off your screen a lot of the time. So that you would kind of predict where they were, and then you would shoot, and then if it landed, you would feel really good about yourself. But after landscape, all of their ranges got cut in half, and they pretty much all have the exact same range. I think that's the thing that I miss most about portrait, because range was actually a factor that was like a really different thing. Like long range brawlers didn't all have the same range, but now they do, which kind of sucks. So I think it would be pretty cool if they added a new brawler who could shoot like way off screen. I think that would be a really cool thing to add. Number 2 is going to be Rosa Shield when she was first released compared to right now. She got it in like 4 or 6 hits, and it lasted for 6 seconds, and it repelled 80% of damage. So yeah, she was completely broken, and a Shelley cycling supers over and over on her barely even dented her health. As long as Rosa had super, she was pretty much unkillable by anything. And most of the time, because it lasted so long and she could get it so quickly, she could cycle the supers over and over again and pretty much be invincible until she couldn't get it anymore. So originally, Rosa was pretty much unkillable in certain circumstances. And in the number 1 spot, we have the insanely long original Daryl roll. Daryl's roll was originally, I think, 23 tiles, which is the longest thing in the entire game. But I guess I thought it was like too similar to Bull or something. Half the time, it would pretty much screw you over, because in Showdown, you would just go way into the zone, or like in any other mode, you would go the complete wrong way because it was so long. So half the time, his super would work against you, like it just wouldn't work. But in certain maps like Heist, he could go from your end of the map all the way to the safe in one super, and that was pretty overpowered. So either it worked against you or it worked perfectly, depending on the mode of the map, but most of the time it was just like 50-50. It's really weird. But I gotta say, I do miss it. I would rather have it like that than it is right now, because right now it's kind of just like a rip-off Mortis. But that is gonna do it for the video, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, and if you have any more things that I miss, if we can get like 5 more, then I can definitely make a part 2 on this if this video does well. And be sure to let me know if you learned something from this video, like if you didn't know that Daryl originally had a really long roll, or if Poco's super like originally dealt damage, broke through walls, and did all of that. Like that's the craziest thing, I think. So if you enjoyed, then smash the like, and if you're new, then smash subscribe. But with all that being said, I will see you guys later, and have a good night.